Welcome to the Chef's Corner, where Gulf Coast brings a little bit of culinary right to you. My name is Chef Denise Kreider, and today we're going to be making one of the South's favorites, gravy to go with biscuits and gravy. Chef Paul earlier made some beautiful buttermilk biscuits, and today we're going to find something that we can put on that's really tasty. Our ingredients are really simple today. Any store-bought sausage will work. You can also use andouille sausage, you can use bacon, you can use a combination of both, any fatty meat, which is going to help be the basis for your gravy. After that, we've got 1/3 cup of flour, a little bit of seasoned salt, some fresh cracked pepper, and whole milk. Let's get started. So what we want to do first is we want to brown our sausage. We're just going to put that right into the pan, and we want to get it nice and brown. Today I'm using an induction burner. We use these a lot in our culinary program here at Gulf Coast because they're portable, and actually they cook with magnets, as Chef Ashman has told us before, so they really don't put off a lot of heat. And when you have a lot of heat, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, that can produce a lot of heat. So we're just going to brown this up until it's cooked all the way through, breaking it up as you go. And we're going to use, this is a one-pan dish. We're going to use the same pan to cook our sausage and our gravy because we're going to use that great fat that's going to be rendered off the sausage. The great part is it doesn't take a lot of seasoning because this sausage has already been so beautifully seasoned. This is just an everyday breakfast sausage. You can use sage-flavored sausage. You can use maple sausage. Like I said, andouille, anything that you'd like. We'll get this nice and brown, and then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. One of the important things that we talk to our students here about is controlling your heat. Anyone who's had me in the classroom knows that I tell them if you control your heat, you control your product. A lot of people think that if they turn their heat up, that they're going to cook it a lot faster and get done a lot quicker. What really happens there is that you lose control of what you're trying to prepare. So sometimes those couple extra minutes are all worth the wait. We're starting to brown nicely, and the sausage smells amazing. This is a pound of ordinary breakfast sausage. The great thing about making your own gravy is that you can choose your own consistency. Some people like a little thicker gravy, some people like a little thinner gravy. That's all about how much milk you add. So you have control of your own gravy. See how this is breaking up nicely? This is going to add for nice consistency throughout the gravy. Everybody will get a little bit of sausage. You can see the fat that's coming out of the sausage. That's what we're going to use with our flour to make a nice roux right with our sausage. If you have anything that you'd like to learn from our culinary department, please feel free to contact us directly. We'll try our best to teach you what you're interested in. Okay, we're almost there. A lot of times people say they don't like certain gravies because they have a really floury taste to them. As we add our flour, one of the important things to do is remember to cook off that flour taste. So we're taking 1/3 cup of flour and I'm just sprinkling it straight on to the sausage. And with that fat that's coming from the sausage, it's going to put together a really nice little base for us. You can see where the flour is just getting incorporated into the fat. And what this does is when we add our milk and the milk comes to a boil, that's what helps it thicken. We want to cook it just for a couple minutes just to get that floury taste cooked off. See, it's almost as though the flour disappears. Now we're going to add our cracked black pepper, 2 tablespoons cracked black pepper. That's what gives it that nice flavor. And our seasoned salt. And actually, any taste that you like, you can add. You're not restricted to these spices. You can add anything. If you like paprika, if you like Caribbean spice, if anything that you like, you can add that specific spice to your sausage. Okay, it looks like we're ready for our milk. Just going to make a little well in the middle. I'm going to pour it right in. And now it's wait and stir. Now we get to pick how thick we want our gravy. You can see the layer of fat on top of the milk. That's a good thing. And we're just going to continuously give it a stir. As the milk begins to boil, that flour and that fat, the flour begins to swell and it makes your gravy nice and thick. This is actually a really easy and nice weeknight dinner as well. I'm just going to let this, I'm going to let the milk and the sausage get to know one another for a few minutes. We're going to keep that heat up. And the milk has released all those great little bits at the bottom of the pan, which is called fond. And that adds directly to the flavor of our gravy. We're just going to let that come back up to a boil. Once it starts to thicken, it thickens quickly, so you might want to keep an eye on it. It's always a good idea also to have a little extra milk standing by. That way if your gravy gets too thick, you can thin it down very quickly and very easily. That's looking great. Okay, I can feel it starting to thicken up. It smells wonderful. And it's good to keep it moving also by stirring, because it is, right now we're cooking milk, and we're cooking milk at a pretty high temperature, so we don't want it to scorch on the bottom, so you just want to keep it moving. go. You can see that starting to thicken. You'll start seeing bubbles around the edge, and then it'll have a nice little boil to it. And we'll let it boil off for just a couple minutes. We don't want a hard boil, but we want a nice soft boil or a simmer. You can see it's really starting to thicken up here. We like to take the mystery out of dishes that are everyday favorites. You can see it starting to bubble up. It's going to thicken up just like that now. Important to keep it moving. I'm going to turn my heat down. That gravy's got a beautiful consistency to it. There's just something missing. Earlier today, Chef Ashman made some great biscuits, scratch biscuits. I had to find something to do with them. Okay, so I'm going to take this off the heat. You can see it's still continuing to cook. We call this carryover cooking. I think I found something to do with these biscuits. And there you have it. Easy biscuits and gravy. Breakfast, weekday dinner, eat your heart out, hearties. I'm Chef Denise Kreider coming to you from Gulf Coast. Chef's Corner. We'll see you next time.